I am going to be answering some questions that I have come across as individuals are trying to figure out how to have lasting and healthy relationship. Question number 1 today is, why do couples fight? What causes marital fighting? And I'm going to answer that from the perspective of personality differences. One of the issues that people bring to counseling all the time is communication. How people communicate, how people see things. Individuals will tell me we have a lot of misunderstandings. Others will say, I have tried, I keep saying, and nothing changes. And the other one is saying, I don't like the fact that you keep talking to me like a child. I'm going to use our personality and temperament to help you understand part of the reason why communication in your relationship becomes difficult. If you are a person who is more outgoing, more outspoken, and more expressive, and you get attracted to an individual who is more laid back, because they come in and they bring calmness in your life, you are going to form a bond because they are different from you. Now, we say that opposites attract, but when they get married, they attack. And this is one of the reasons when you are getting married, you need to get professional premarital counseling so that you understand human behavior, you understand human motivations, but also you understand world views and why they are important when you are getting into a long-term relationship. The reason why there is a lot of misunderstandings in a relationship is because our communication styles are different, just as our personalities are different. So when we come into this space where we have to work together, where we have to compromise and negotiate and try to help each other understand where we are coming from, we will have a lot of conflict. And if we don't have the skills to manage the conflict, we are going to fight a lot. And eventually, we are going to have a very toxic relationship. Why is it important for you to know your partner's personality? So that you kind of understand how differently they think. And you can be able to ask yourself, how then do I walk in agreement with my spouse? There is a scripture that I think has a lot of wisdom. And it says, how can two walk together unless they agree? Marital satisfaction and marital thriving is only going to happen if you agree with each other, because you are a team and you are going to the same direction. But many of us, we do get married, and after the wedding, that's where it ends. The rest of it, I am not learning you. I'm not trying to find out why you do the things you do. I'm constantly criticizing you, and you are constantly trying to avoid my criticism. These are the reasons why couples fight most of the time. So eventually what happens, by the time we are going into infidelity, the relationship is lonely, because anytime we have a conflict, we are not able to resolve, we are not able to get to a place, either we agree to disagree respectfully, or we agree to compromise or collaborate, or we negotiate so that we can be able to end as a space of some form of agreement. If we do not end that at a space of agreement, we wound each other. The relationship doesn't grow. Our relationship continues to stay in infant stages. If you find that you and your partner have too many misunderstandings, step back and ask yourself, by the way, who is my spouse? Who am I married to? Know their personality, understand their worldview, understand their upbringing, understand all those things early in your marriage. During your first 5 years of marriage, you are doing what we call cleaving. You are getting to know each other. You are getting to know how to work together, how to create a team. Look at your times of conflict as opportunities to know your spouse. When we are dating, everything is great. Our emotions are very high. When we start living together, small things like organization, like preferences, how I like the tea served or made, Those are the things that now as we live together, we come to realize that, this person, he is so different from me. If we connect that to how we were raised, you will start understanding each other. So I want to encourage you, especially if you are in your first 5 years of marriage, or even your first 10 years of marriage, consider investing in premarital counseling. 6 sessions of training for you to develop relational skills, for you to understand your spouse better. Because how can two work together unless they agree? It is the law of sowing and reaping. So reach out to me. I'll be so glad to walk with you, to show you the way, to give you guidance on how you can develop a relationship that is thriving and you feel good about the partner that you choose.